Welcome to this video on what's new for GitHub Copilot in Visual Studio Code 1.124 that was released in June 2026. Follow me along as I demo new features. Enjoy! This time we start with the Agents window that has quite some new features that increase usability. One of them is to use Alt-Enter when sending a request to send that request to the background and immediately start another one. So of course you can't see my keyboard, so I'll tell you what keys I use. So first question is, for example, which properties can we add to the plane model? And then I press Alt-Enter, and as you can see immediately I can type which properties can we add to the airfield model. And then again Alt-Enter, and immediately it disappears. In the meanwhile, you see those two sessions at the left hand side, they're busy. I can just go to them and you will see that they're working, both of them in the background. And for people that see this for the first time, this Agents window uses the Copilot CLI on the background, and that is why it can dispatch two sessions at the same time. While this is running, maybe I can show you some other things. We have several sessions going on, and by pressing Ctrl R on your keyboard or Command R on a Mac, it shows the list of sessions, and I can use my arrow keys to go over them and then press Enter to select a different session, and it opens up that session. The next option you have from this menu is to use the right arrow, and that would open up a session in the background, as you can see. So I can keep on going over this and pressing arrow to the right to open it up in the background. So yeah, also useful. Then if you have several sessions like I have, I can go over them, click, 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 click until the end. So that creates some history, just like in your browser. And you can use Ctrl-Shift-Tab to go back a session in your history, and then Ctrl-Tab to go forward in your history. So that's another one to navigate around. Then we have Alt-Up and Alt-Down will navigate between the sessions at the left-hand side. You can also use Control Page Up and Page Down. And then, of course, the sessions, if you would number them, where the first session is 1, and I have 5 sessions open here, so the last one is 5. You can also press Ctrl 2, for example, that would open up the second session, or Ctrl 4, that would open up the fourth session. And then if you have multiple sessions open, of course, I have this session open now, I can right click another one and then open to the side. So I have both open. If you want to close all sessions to get started with a new one, you can press Ctrl K, Ctrl W, and that would close any open session and give you a clean new window to get started with. Next, apart from what we have seen so far, you can also open up files in the main window. So by default, if you click a file, well, I opened it last time like this. This is how it opens up in a model dialog. Then you can open it in the editor area, and you don't have a lot of room here, or at least I don't, because I'm presenting this at a low resolution. But if you don't have enough space, you can put this files and changes window to the side by using the chevron, the arrow here. That would push the editor to the right and give you more space. And then you can push the other arrow to take it back to the small version. And then of course we can close it, and we're back to the starting view. Quite a few usability improvements here, and a lot of shortcut keys to remember, but make sure that you take a look in the release notes, because all of the shortcut keys are mentioned there. If you're on macOS, generally I don't cover those shortcut keys a lot because I'm on Windows, but they are definitely there. And the last thing to mention, and that's a little bit hard to show, but the agents window will now remember which windows you have open. So if you have, for example, something like this and then open to the side, you have this, it will remember this, and next time you get to the agents window, it will open it up in the same way. Autopilot is a feature in VS Code that allows VS Code to go over your request without bothering you with any approvals. So for example, if it would run something in the terminal, for example, your unit tests or a build, it wouldn't bother you with approval, but also if removing a file, it will not bother you with approval. So be very careful with this feature. It is now enabled by default. Before you had to make a setting in your settings specifically to enable it. And now you can go here, default approvals is the default where it gets to, and you can switch to autopilot. People that have used Claude Code a lot, they might know it as YOLO mode. So it would just, wait for your prompt, execute your prompt, and then until it's completely done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it looks like because there is something new. I'm going to ask it to add the wingspan property to the airplane model. So it's a very simple request. And what is new actually, because Autopilot has been there for a while, is that it shows the goal here. So there is a local mini model that will make up the goal from the conversation. So you can see at all times whatever you requested, because these sessions can get quite lengthy. And of course, this is just a summary, so the ultimate goal is mentioned here. And yeah, you will see what it does. It's now making changes. It will probably run unit tests at some point, and in the end, it will find out that it finished. And because this goal is there, it has a better ability to find out when it's finished, because that's always the trick. To enable the way this works, you will need to go into settings, and let me go there, and then specifically to the following setting, which is, let's see, almost there, chat.autopilot. Autopilot.advanced. There we go. So it's a single toggle. By default, it's off. And when you switch it on, you get all kinds of advanced autopilot behaviors. So you can see after each autopilot turn, a small fast model evaluates whether your original request is complete. And if not, it keeps working until it is done, using that evaluation as guidance. So let's see if it's done. Well, there we go. Not sure if it actually ran the unit tests. I'm using a very simple model, or a fast model, I must say. So that's probably why it didn't run it. But if you want to know, ensure it works by adding a unit test and running it. Okay. So let's see what it does. There we go. It updates our existing test file. And then at some point, it should run the unit tests. There we go. So as you can see, it ran it without my approval. And you see that it also captured the new goal here, because we gave the new prompt. Yeah, it looks like it passed. And this is a specific unit test that is for the current thing we added. Got all. Oh no, it actually changed it. So wingspan should be, well, there we go. All right, so that was Autopilot. Make sure you use it in a responsible way, but it can be very performing in certain scenarios.